Hello, everyone. Today's chess puzzle, we've got a wild board here.
Yeah.
White has their knight all the way up on A8,
Okay.
pawns on D4, E3, A2, F2, G2, and H2. Their kings stuck on F3 bishops on F4 and F1,
Mm-hmm.
rooks on A1 and H1, and the queen's on D1. Meanwhile, black has their queen on D8,
Oh.
king stiff on G8. Rook on H8, pawns on A7, B7, D7, G7, and G7, E6, and D5.
What?
They've also got bishops on B5 and D2. And a knight controlling the center on E4. Let's get this going. Black seems to have a lot of pieces developed.
Yeah.
But how do they actually create a serious threat here?
Well, what's fascinating here is that White's king, even though it's in the middle of the board,
Yeah.
is surprisingly vulnerable. See those black pieces clustered around the center?
Yeah.
They're like a coiled spring ready to unleash a powerful attack.
I see that, but any move I try for black seems to let the white king escape. It's like he's got this little pocket of safety.
Exactly. That's the beauty of this puzzle. Black has to lure the white king out into the open before it can deliver the final blow.
Okay, so black needs to set a trap. I'm looking at that queen on D8.
Right.
Has a lot of range.
Right.
But how can it threaten the king directly?
Think of the black queen like a spider, setting a trap in the corner of the board. It needs to weave a web of threats, forcing the white king into a position where escape is impossible.
A web of threats, huh? I like that analogy. So if the queen's the spider, what's the first thread of the web?
The answer is black queen from D8 to H4.
Queen to H4. Wow, I wouldn't have seen that in a million years. But now that you point it out, I see how it creates this diagonal pressure on the king.
You got it. White is now forced to move their pawn from G2 to G3
Okay.
to block the immediate check. But this is just the beginning of the trap.
Okay, so white's pawn is moved. What does black do next?
Now black moves their knight from E4 to G5. This forces the white king to move to G2. Notice how the king is being forced further and further away from its shelter.
Right. It's like the king is walking right into black's trap.
Precisely. Black continues by moving the queen from H4 to H3, driving the white king to G1. Then comes a subtle yet crucial move, black bishop from B5 to F1.
Right, so the bishop was the key all along. It doesn't look immediately dangerous.
But that's a cunning part. This move forces the white queen to move to F1 to defend the king. And with the white queen out of the way.
I see it. Now the black knight can deliver the final blow.
Absolutely. The black knight leaps from G5 to F3. Checkmate.
Wow, that's incredible. What seemed like a safe position for the white king turned into a deadly trap in just a few moves. This puzzle really highlights the importance of looking beyond immediate threats and anticipating your opponent's plans.
And it shows how even seemingly quiet pieces like that bishop can play a decisive role in setting up a devastating attack.
Thank you for listening.